Internet. I'm Chaz.
And I'm Dan. Welcome to Wine is Serious Business, episode 204. We're back today on the search for the Great American Riesling. It's been a long time since we've done one of these.
I know, I've missed it. We've done a lot of Pinot in the past, so it's time to get some Riesling shows under our belt.
Yeah, and this is stuff that I tasted over the summer and enjoyed and wanted to get on the show. Unfortunately, that was over the summer, so it's been months since I tasted them. They've almost certainly changed.
Okay.
Hopefully they hold up. Let's
Which one are we going to do first?
Let's start with the Harper Voit.
Okay.
So, someone I wasn't familiar with, but this fruit's from 30-year-old vines in the Maresh Vineyard in the Dundee Hills. So very well-respected vineyard.
Yeah, very
working
well
with some nice old fruit and a great AVA, at least for Pinot. I think we've talked about this a little bit before. I don't really have a feel for what Riesling does, kind of in the different AVAs or even in the Dundee Hills in specific. But it's piqued my curiosity. It's an interesting idea to have fruit from there, for sure.
Absolutely. And then, so just so you guys know, this looks like it's a mostly dry Riesling. It's got that nice little bar on the back side that says, dry, medium, dry. And
cool.
So it's in the dry quadrant, but not all the way to the left. Yeah, so pretty cool stuff. Smells wonderful.
Nice green apples, a little bit of lemon, good sense of depth on the nose, I think, already.
Yeah, it's sort of really jumping out. It's sort of like fresh Honeycrisp apples, fresh green apples.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit like a limes, but there's also like a little bit like mint leaf or something going on.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Just a little bit of something green. I mean, it could be like a fresh cut parsley, or like, but it's more minty to me anyway.
Nice, clean texture across the palate. Like I said, there's just a touch of sweetness, and I really like how that contributes to the texture. You can feel it in the mid-palate. Gives it just a little bit of weight, but it doesn't get too heavy. I think it would be a little tough and dry without it, too, so it really is just a really, really smart point to stop that fermentation. When you guys were doing that tasting or whatever, like, I really like that decision.
I totally agree. Because the acidity and the way that it comes across, almost like sort of like a sharp, like there's almost a little bit of sharpness there, gets rounded out by that sweetness really well, and helps of course just drag along the whole sense of flavor and acidity a little bit longer in the finish, which is really nice. So
yeah, just great ripe apple flavors. Maybe leaning a little towards the red apple side. That's something I find a little more frequently in Rieslings from Oregon and Washington. But it really is like you bite into the apple, bunch of juice right away in your mouth, and I'm really enjoying that sensation.
You get like the sort of like fresh limey characteristics of it too. Like to me, it's sort of reminding me of maybe I've been drinking too many Coronas with lime lately, but it's like got some of that really sharp lime acidity right in the center of the tongue. And combined with the apple flavors, like Dan was talking about, I agree with that. It's pretty nice. It's definitely how should I say it? It's not. Like, there's a little bit of unintegration between those flavors, right? The acidity's kind of sort of there by itself, and the flavors, the apple flavors are sort of along the sides, and they just don't feel complete together. But that said, they're both really interesting, and they both lend to each other really well. So
a little bit of kind of
take that how you will.
A little bit of apple core sitting in the center too, right? But the acidity, I think, sits really well into the gums. Kind of makes your mouth water later.
Yeah. And so really light feel on the palate. Like the small amount of sugar, like a lot of people get turned off when they hear sugar in Riesling at all, or the other way, right? Like dry. And this is a sweet Riesling without having any of the weight of a sweet Riesling. So, or it's an off dry Riesling without having any of the weight of a sweet Riesling.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
Yeah, and I just, man, it's just a great, easy drinking wine. So both of these are pretty cold. Had them in a cooler all day, and they're both pop and pours.
Yeah.
So I really like the temperature for this. I think if it got a little warmer, it could get kind of tough.
Right, the acidity might be a little more.
But as it is right now, like there is kind of this sense of clarity to it. There's a good depth of fruit. I could drink a lot of this really quickly, I think, too, right? If I was just sit chatting, or you were just talking about like lighter beers or whatever, it was a similar thing. If you're just chatting, you could just.
But it's got that little bit of sugar. It's light, super easy to drink. It's got that little touch of sugar along with all that acidity that's really nice. So yeah, I agree. Super easy to drink. So 87 plus, 88 points for me.
There you go. I was just going to say 88. I don't think there's anything that
that's delicious.
Is really getting me jumping really up and down. But this is just like a great. I think foundation for Riesling from the Northwest, right? Like it's really It's really approachable, really drinkable. People talk a lot about off flavors coming in, you know, like wines from less popular regions, and I think this doesn't have any of that, right? This is an enjoyable drink, and I'm excited to try more Riesling from them. So thanks.
Completely agree.
Nice wine. Next, we're moving on to Ovum. I had this at a tasting over the summer too. Really enjoyed. I think I had it twice. I think I had it at tastings twice.
Whoa! Even from the
Change of pace.
wow! All right, just from the
Yeah.
rinse. Good thing we did this one second.
A little more powerful.
A little more powerful, yeah. So,
But
when you
both
were-
newer wineries in the valley too, I think. So yeah.
yeah, I've never seen this label before. What's the? I know I saw when you were looking at the website, there was like the concrete egg.
Yeah.
Right. So,
I don't know if they do everything in the egg or not.
okay.
I couldn't figure that out.
It tastes. Okay, we should start drinking this. All right.
Okay.
Let's drink it. Huh.
Jumping out of the glass less, right? There's I think less going on in the nose here.
Agreed. Which is strange considering the way it tasted on the rinse. It's definitely a lot more muted as far as its flavors, right? Or the aromas.
Yeah.
It's sort of like what's it, golden delicious apple maybe. It's like a little less punchy, a little less juicy.
You get a little bit of peach there, but kind of in the background,
Yeah.
but lighter nose.
Agreed. Let's just move past it.
Yeah, and that could be a function of how cold it is too.
Is it normal to let Riesling go through mallow? Because that's what this tastes like.
You know what? I'll even give you that, right? There is this little sense of richness on there that
Yeah. I want to call it oak, but it's not oaky.
but our minds are exactly in the same place.
Okay.
I would guess that it comes from, but neither one of us really know much about making wine.
Yeah.
And I've had Riesling that's done it for sure.
Does Riesling go through mallow? I know we've got some winemaker guys that watch us.
It's so embarrassing that I don't know this.
Put Dan to the test.
Oh, I think some of it. Oh God.
Whatever. Yeah.
So there we go. I got called out and
Dang,
embarrassed. I
stop.
really am. I'm sorry, especially. Some people will be very disappointed in me if they see this
Seriously?
show. I think so. I
Oh.
should know that, but that's how it goes sometimes.
I don't know that.
There's a chance to learn. So.
Yeah. Okay, so definitely the richer flavors are showing more on the palate. I am getting sort of some of the peachiness that you were talking about out of it because the flavors are leading. There's still some of the apple characteristics, but it's leading away from
Yep.
the like green apple and limes. It's like definitely a little richer, a little more tropical per se. Maybe not tropical, but you know what I'm saying.
Heavier. It's definitely heavier.
Agreed. Yeah.
And that, I don't remember that richness the first time I tasted it, but the fruit flavors are really full across the palate. I'm getting
Yeah.
really great juicy apples again.
That's one thing it's got going for it.
A little bit of the peaches, and the texture on the acidity is wonderful for my palate. It's definitely a little on the strong side in the overall sense of things, but I think it's great. It lasts a long time, and those tart apple flavors also really run out on the finish, which is something that impressed me early. I didn't say that too. I like the length of flavors on this is notable as well.
Yeah, it's very good, but this is heavier
Mm-hmm.
and more intense, right? And definitely longer and like weightier on the palate. So, and it's nice for what it is, right? It works. I was just like, you probably see my face like when I was first
No,
thing, I'm
it's-
like, oh, what the hell? It's just so different. Like,
I
this
got
is
it on the
some-
rinse too. Like that is a. Yeah, I'm not sure where it comes from. Yeah, maybe some of you can give some feedback on this. But,
yeah, I'd love to hear that. Why is this so full and intense?
Yeah.
2011, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I gotta say, I mean, for everything it's doing, I really like it. Like the flavors are all together. They're really delicious. Like Dan was talking about the acidity. The acidity is beautiful, wonderful. Does really well with the amount of richness there is. Blind, I don't know if I would call this Riesling. I think I would miss it in a blind tasting.
Today, I would say the same thing.
So take with that what you will. This is going to be some different Riesling if you want to try it out, but I like it a lot. So I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
So much so, I'm going to go 80, 89 points, probably even closer to 90 because it's really good. the flavors are wonderful. It's definitely not normal, and that's kind of cool too. So
yeah, it's really kind of taking me back. I also want to give a shout out to the vineyard here. This is the Lone Star Vineyard. I don't know much about it, but one of our friends, Chad Stock, who works at a bunch of different wineries, really knowledgeable guy, was really excited. He's like, if you haven't tried the Lone Star Vineyard from Ovum, you've got to do it, because he was like, it's really exciting Riesling going on, and I agree. The mouthing makes it difficult to me. Hearing you talk about it really set me in. I'm going to say 89 points as well, even though it kind of...
What, 89, 90?
Yeah,
I'm going to go a little bit higher.
Confuses me a bit about...
It's good.
It confuses me a bit, but it's delicious. And if someone was just like, here, check out this white wine, I'd be really excited about it.
Yeah.
This is much more of an easy drinker. This one is a little, since it's heavier, it's a little slower going, right? Mm-hmm. You want to sip it, kind of think about it, let the flavors kind of work their way through. But both, man, fantastic efforts for young wineries, and just a real sign that Riesling's being taken more seriously here in Oregon, and is making some fantastic progress. I'm really excited to see what both of these guys do in upcoming vintages.
I agree. It's exciting. It's exciting that it's getting. There's so much Riesling out there, and now people are really experimenting with it and making some like really broad, wild styles. And like this it's the first time I've had a Riesling like that. It's a really weird wine and really fun. So.
Yeah, and really putting the effort right, like working hard to make like high quality, interesting wines as opposed to something you can sell for $11.
Totally. Yeah.
Agreed. So thanks again for putting some good effort into it. Want to give a couple more thanks to people who commented on the last show. It seems like when we do kind of bigger name wineries, that definitely brings out some more comments. People are interested, able to participate in the conversation. I guess, kind of frankly, because with bigger wineries, more people have had similar experiences with the wines, right?
Yeah.
But I want to say thanks to Steve, first off, who commented on the blog. He said that his last race was the Portland Marathon. Might be his last one, but he didn't quite make his goal.
Never the last one, man. Like I said the last one was going to be, or I said the 2013 Portland Marathon was going to be my last one, and I think I'm going to run it one more time because I think I can do better. So I'll see you there.
Nice.
Yeah, comment on the show.
Yeah.
See you there, maybe.
Thanks for doing that. And then Jim also commented, asking about ageability on the 2010 Lorraine. I responded, if you want to see what I had to say, go look at the webpage, wineisseriousbusiness.com. Look at the comments on there itself. Kind of standing opinion on that stuff for me, but maybe you're interested in seeing that. Yeah. And then my dad, Jim in La Center, Minnesota, commented back. Thanks for watching regularly and for replying. Talked about how his iPhone's got good enough reception, he can watch the shows regularly now, which is cool.
Yeah.
But the best answer to the question of the day was, what was the last race you ran? He said, the rat race. Which I thought was pretty solid. So,
good.
So thanks everybody for getting back to us, and thanks for watching. We got to get a question of the day for today.
I'm going to lead it off of, we were talking about the ageability of the Domaine Dru and Lorette.
Sure.
What's your favorite bottle of wine? What's your favorite Oregon wine to age? Evsham Wood Lapuit Sec for me. Or Evsham Wood Cuvée J. Either of those. Those things are just so good when they're old.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Irie South Block, assuming
that's a nice pick.
Yeah.
You got some old ones.
Yeah, and I mean I don't really have a collection of it. Like that's a different question.
Okay, so what's the one you want to age?
Oh,
what do you
I
have?
not?
Yeah, come on, man.
There's a lot. So the wine I buy wines regularly to age. I'm gonna name three. So it's just three. The reserves from Stag Hollow, the Lorenz from Domaine Druin, and the reserves from Irie are all wines that I buy. No matter how good they are on release, I always want to put at least three of them away for at least 10 years because I've had such great experiences with aged ones in all cases. And I want that with vintages I'm more familiar with.
I completely agree. Those are good ones. All right. So yeah, if you guys got some favorite picks from Oregon or even from anywhere else, what's the one that you like to stash that you keep for yourself? What you want to age. So see you guys next time.
Cheers.
Bye.